Peace to the Elohim. Yo, I was recently reading Nelson Mandela's autobiography, Long Walk to Freedom. And I started thinking about, how do you define your life? How you define your life? Nelson Mandela, how he defines his life? He defines his life through relationships. I was reading that. I was realizing that as I'm reading, he knows people's first names and last names, and he's really defining his life about the people he met, the experiences he went through, the people he met, how he helped them, how they helped him, how they didn't help him, the journeys that they went on. And that's how he's defining his life. He's not necessarily defining his life by the goals that he achieved. He's defining his life by the people he met along the journey of reaching his goals. And I thought, wow, how am I defining my life? Am I defining my life by my goals, which are arbitrary? Or am I defining my life by the relationships that I've gained along the way? Which one is more fulfilling? This is Nelson Mandela. He's defining his life not by the goals that he's achieved, but by the people he's met along the way and the relationships that he's cultivated along the way. How do you define your life? I think that's something deep that you need to ask yourself, because at the end of the day, that's where you will get the most fulfillment. Do you get the most fulfillment out of defining your life out of the goals that you achieved, which are arbitrary, which keep moving forward? Or you're defining your life by the value that you've added to people along the way. And the people who've added value to you along the way towards reaching your goal. Because remember, we reach the goal and then we create a new one. We on to the next. What about the person? What about the people who helped you along the way? Where are they at? Do they mean something to you? Does that mean something to you that someone tried to help you along the way, or someone gave you advice or gave you that phrase? You know, I used to do something. When I would read, I wouldn't give somebody the credit. You know, if I seen a phrase, I wouldn't say who gave me that phrase or where I got that from, or where I got that from in a book. I would just almost say the phrase as if it was my own, as if I just got it from my own mind. And I realized, no, I want people to know where I got this from. Why do I think like I want people to know I got, I realized the quantum field from Greg Braden reading The Divine Matrix. I realized that I can be guided by a divine spirit. I got that from Thomas Troward, The Hidden Power. I realized I started thinking about the references of where I got my knowledge from to give them credit. Give people credit. That's so important. It's one of the most important things that you can do along your journey. How do you define your life? I'm beginning to define my life now by the people who poured into me, or by the value I gained from these certain people in these certain parts of my life as I was going towards my goals, because they helped me achieve my goals. And then the thing is, once I put people on to the people who've helped me achieve the goal, now that reference can be taken into someone's life and they can help them as well. For example, because you know that I got value from learning about the quantum field and learning that everything in your life is a reflection on a quantum level, now you can go tap into The Divine Matrix by Greg Braden, as opposed to if I just sprout the knowledge as if it just came from my own mind, which is egoic in itself. Abandon ego, man. Abandon that. Give people credit. I believe I even read that in the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell. Give people credit. Give credit what credit's due. But it all comes back to, how do you define your life? And I'm beginning to realize that the most fulfilling way to define your life is by the relationships that you have, or the relationships that you start to accumulate, and the network that you start to grow when you are going towards one of your goals. Care about people. Care about their goals as well. Care about their mind. Be willing to listen and not always try to be heard, which is a continual lesson that I'm taking in. And I will make continual videos on that because it is so important to listen and not always try to be heard. Observe and not always try to be seen. How do you define your life? Bless. This is Reverend Ra.